Hi, welcome to day 4 of mindfulness tips and practice. Today, I want to talk about loving kindness, which is another way that you can set intention with doing like a mindfulness meditation or a mindful breathing. So, a loving kindness is a way to kind of open oneself up towards both self and others. It's a form of sharing empathy and compassion. It's also helpful with forgiveness, especially if you're having tensions with someone. So I'm going to go into what that looks like and how you would do it for the different uses. So the first way to do it, which is probably the most easy, is to do a loving kindness for someone in need or a group of people in need. So an example of that might be like grandma fell and broke her arm. So we do a loving kindness for grandma with, wishes for love and healing and that sort of thing. Or maybe there's a group of people who have been affected by a natural disaster, such as a hurricane, and we can do a loving kindness for them, for recovery, for safety, for love, those kinds of things. And also, one of the more difficult ones is doing a loving kindness for somebody or a group of people that you are having some tensions with. Maybe there's a resentment, maybe you're in the middle of an argument. It's very similar to when we give forgiveness, we're actually giving ourselves the gift of releasing. You've often heard of, I'm sure, people from the Holocaust who have forgiven, the people who tormented them. And they release from it, right? Instead of holding on to all that negativity. So it can be done like that. And in the sense of a loving kindness with somebody or a group of people that you're, in a relationship with, that you're having some tension, it can really shift the energy when you interact with them, when you have conversation with them. Maybe soften you up a little bit so you're not so hard and defensive all the time. And that will in turn soften them up as well, because we've got those mirror neurons where we just kind of reflect off of one another. So if we're coming at it from a calmer place, then they will also be calmer. And so that can help shift that relationship and actually aid in reconciliation. And then the last one, and this one's hard for me, and I think it's hard for many people, is loving kindness for self. If you look at some of the research that's been done out there, and strangely enough, Dove soap has done these experiments with women and kind of all the negative thoughts that they have about themselves and how we can shift those thoughts. And so loving kindness practice can do that. What we know about loving kindness through research, especially the research of Kristen Neff, is that when you have self-compassion, self-empathy, you are better able to give it to others. And it's really necessary in that process of having compassion and empathy. You have to start with yourself. So doing that loving kindness for yourself, in addition to others, is really important. When my kids were little, we used to do a loving kindness practice as part of our bedtime routine. And, I would have them choose who they wanted to do it for. And it would often be a family member or a pet or a stuffed animal, something that was dear to our hearts. And then they would always say, okay, mommy, now we're going to do one for you. And I was always like, that's so cringy. I can't do that. But I wanted to model for them the importance of that. And so we would do it. And it was always, really good that we did, because I could feel the love from them, but also it helped me open up to myself and not be so hard on myself, which then I wasn't as hard on the people around me. So I'm going to go through it with you real quick and give you an opportunity to do it on your own. I will also try to send a link that has a website with some examples. You could do a Google search on the internet and you'll find tons of examples. There is no one right way or one wrong way. There's a bazillion different phrases you could use. But something like, I wish you well, I wish you peace, I wish you love. Those are 3 phrases that you could use. Typically 3 phrases is about right. sometimes people will do more. It could be something about, wishing for health, wishing for safety, wishing for a good marriage, all those kinds of things, but not generally superficial stuff like, I wish for a new car kind of thing. And the other thing is when we do this practice, we actually close our eyes or soften our gaze, and we envision who we're giving that loving kindness to. We actually send it to that person or that group of people. And when you're doing it for yourself, you're envisioning yourself right now as if you're looking in the mirror. So with the same clothes that you have on, the same way your hair looks, not the way you looked yesterday, not the way you looked 10 years ago, not the way you looked as a child, but right now. So I'm going to do a loving kindness right now, and I'm going to say it out loud just so you can hear it. Normally this is done silent in your head, but I'm going to say it out loud just so you can hear it. All right, I'm going to send a loving kindness. I'm envisioning a family member who I would like to send some love to. I wish you well. I wish you peace. I wish you love. And then we open our eyes. Now I'm going to do it again. This time I'm going to do it for self, but I'm going to say this one in my head silently. I'm going to keep my eyes closed and envision myself in this shirt with this hair, these earrings, right now, right here. And this is an opportunity for you to do the same practice with whomever you want while I'm doing mine. So I'll be silent and you'll be saying it in your own mind while your eyes are closed and you're envisioning whoever you've chosen. All right, let's give it a try. Closing the eyes and a deep breath in and begin. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes. Awesome. All right, so I hope that you can incorporate this into your mindfulness practice. It can be a great way to start off your practice, especially with the loving kindness for self. It can set the intention for you for your, meditation or your mindful breathing. I'm going to go off and do about 10 minutes is my goal today. I was able to get in 5 minutes yesterday. I wanted 10, but I was struggling to get there. So I cut it at about 5 yesterday. Anyway, I hope you're getting that opportunity each day to give yourself some practice. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.